Oh, it's so good to be here. Jim, I heard so many positive responses about our collaborative play, Captain's Log, USS Saratoga, that we're going to keep continuing that game tonight. Everybody, I am Michael Dismute. I am a blogger on Continuing Missions, which is the #1 fan site for Star Trek Adventures and Captain's Log. I'm also a freelance writer for Star Trek Adventures and the lead writer on Captain's Log, which we're having a blast playing. And of course, it wouldn't be the same if it wasn't for Jim Johnson.
Hey everybody, Jim Johnson. I'm the project manager and line editor for the Star Trek Adventures RPG and the Captain's Log solo RPG, both published by Modiphius Entertainment. Starting in 2017 that's when I came out. We started in 2016, but going on 8 years now, having lots of fun, loving it, and here for some more Captain's Log action with the crew of the Saratoga. I'm looking forward to it.
Exactly. I heard that people learned a lot from it last time, and now we're going to just fly and jump right into it. For those of you who are wondering about our adventures, you can always go to Continuing Missions, go into the search bar and type in Saratoga, and you'll see other videos or post-play reports of us doing it. But Jim, as usual, let's jump in and let you start rolling out what today's mission is going to be.
Yeah, you bet. I'll just we're just gonna jump right on into it, are we?
Why not?
Let me grab my handy dandy copy. Which I got
well, I kind of have this thing that I want to show people how quickly you could run through this, and I want to see if we could help people get into the 30-minute mark. I don't know if it's possible, and then from there they can decide if they want to journal more. But let's see how fast we could do this today.
Okay, where do you want to start?
You're going to start on page 257 and got to roll the mission type.
Mission type. Yep. So I got that open here. All right. So, and this is it's an encouragement for all you people who bought Captain's Log and you're nervous about getting into it. Just jump in.
That's right.
Just go.
And remember, I'm taking notes too. So I'll share screen. And so people can see what we're doing as we do it.
Brilliant. All right, here we go. I got my handy dandy command Captain D20s here. So I'm rolling on mission type. This is page 257 in your book. I'm rolling a 9. We have a medical mission.
Ooh, this is fun. I've never done a medical mission before, I don't think.
So I'm going to flip over to medical, page 261, and we're going to get a little bit more detail here. So I rolled a 3, bioweapon unleashed.
Oh, no.
Here we go.
This can't be good.
Here we go. It could be amazing.
A good bioweapon? Is there such thing?
I guess it depends on who you talk to.
Okay, so let's go to page.
If I make it, it's a good bioweapon. If you make it, it's a bad bioweapon.
That's horrible. 267. Let's go to page 267 and see what the inciting incident is. Theme and incident.
Incident. Command incident.
Okay, command.
And the theme is marooned shuttlecraft.
Okay, hold on. Let's think about this for a second. So this is a mission, or the medical mission is because a bioweapon has unleashed. And so command a marooned shuttlecraft. Okay, is someone stuck in this area where a bioweapon is unleashed and they can't get out?
Or is the bioweapon on the shuttlecraft and the shuttlecraft is stuck somewhere?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. What if it's kind of locked on a crash course? We don't have to be strict to the word marooned. What if it's locked in under command codes on a trajectory for a target?
To a habited planet or something, or a space station, or something. Good. I mean, it's going somewhere. Was it intentional? Was it accidental?
Good stuff.
Maybe it was transporting a biological super weapon and something happened and it's now in trouble, or maybe somebody intentionally hijacked the shuttle. I mean, we could riff all night on that, right?
We'll see. So let's go roll the advantage and complication, odd or even first.
All right. So it is going to be even. So that's a advantage.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Cool.
Yep. And now we're going to roll on the advantage table, which is on page 268. And I rolled a 15. Inspiring vista. The environment in which the crew operates is picturesque, historic, or provokes strong emotional responses in the crew that motivate them to work harder to save it.
It's heading for Ryza, bro.
We need. Oh man, I wish we had a random table for planet. Um,
We did. What do you mean?
well,
Oh,
we could use the race tables. That might be close enough.
ooh, oh,
Um,
that's a good one.
pick a race, and then
Okay,
we've
so
got the planet.
for
So
those of you who are wondering what he's talking about, we would go to the species table on page 93. I think we should make this one of the classic TOS planets because they're
yeah,
pretty stable and paradisiac. So you want to roll a 1 through 20
you
on?
must have your book tabbed up really nicely because you're getting these pages faster than I am.
You know I do. I have it wonderfully tabbed.
Beautiful. Are you using the digital or the print version?
Print version.
Oh man, I'm jealous. All right, so I'm rolling on the original series era species table on page 93. I rolled a 10, so it's Ephros, the
10?
planet Ephros, the Ephrosion's home planet.
Oh, okay. I was looking at Enterprise era. Okay, good. So Ephrosions.
Oh,
Those are the
you want me to do Enterprise era? I can do
no,
Enterprise.
I like don't you like Ephrosions? I thought Ephrosions are
I
some of your
do. They're awesome.
favorites. Oh, let's
Well,
try
they're
to
not my
kill some
favorite, but they're pretty
Ephrosions
cool.
then.
I mean,
So
they're Ephrosions are great, but they're no pack leads.
I know. But Ephrosions do have cool beards.
They got some serious style though. We've seen two Ephrosions canonically, and they both got awesome style.
Do the women have the beards too? I don't know.
No, I don't know.
Oh, we've never seen female
We can make it up.
Ephrosions. Yeah, okay. This will be kind of cool. Okay, so the advantage, we're calling it an advantage. It's a planet we know. I guess that's the only advantage. It's a beautiful planet that's about to be destroyed.
Yeah.
Um, so then I guess we need to figure out the encounters probability matrix, page 270.
Yep.
Throw this in there.
All right, page 270. Here we go. Rolling a d20. I rolled a 7. That would be deep space.
That
So
makes
this
sense.
type of encounter, deep space.
So,
Deep space.
yep.
Now we'll get a little bit more detail on that action here.
Mhm.
So I rolled an 18. The scarred remains of a Klingon vessel lie perilously close to a deep space station.
Oh, it's a Klingon shuttle.
Ooh.
Oh, is this an act of war?
Or
Well,
is it a setup to look like an act of war?
well, actually, this is interesting, Jim, because remember, we're playing Picard era and we have
Right.
not seen Klingons Picard era yet.
No, we have not.
Oh,
I'm gonna have to strain my brain here, Michael. I'm not confident we've seen a Klingon shuttle ever.
oh yeah, we have. Yeah. We saw. Yeah, in if all else fails, do you count in Star Trek 3? Would you count that transport shuttle when Christopher blew up his girlfriend? Wasn't that a Klingon transport shuttle?
No, that was a merchantman,
Oh, I
like
thought
a
it was.
freighter. Oh, now I'm gonna have to think about this. I'll have
Wow, you got me. Okay, so this is a Klingon shuttle. Well, of
Klingon
course,
shuttle with a biological super weapon on board.
this is going to have to get us into some Klingon lore.
Ooh.
Okay. This is good so far. So I think we're at a pretty good starting place because of the mystery. But I want to do something that we did last time,
Okay.
Jim, because last time we highlighted your character with one of my Jane Austen roles, and this time I think it's time to highlight Fofum, who's the XO, and decide what the B story Jane Austen plot should be with her. Right.
Okay, sounds good.
So I'm going to go ahead to let me move things around here, and people who are looking on screen could actually see it. I'm going to go to the probability matrix for drama. I created this Jane Austen roll table for drama. And so, Jim, give me a 1 through 20 and let's see what our B story plot is.
Okay, I've got a 1.
Oh, my goodness. Sudden inheritance, a character unexpectedly inherits a vast fortune or an estate, leading to envy and intrigue among the society. And in this case, we'll say among the ship. So let me drop this in here. So
what species is Fofum?
Talaxian.
Talaxian. Okay, nice.
Yeah. So give me a second. A character actually inherits a vast fortune or estate. What else could they inherit as a Talaxian? I,
Gosh.
yeah, I feel like someone's arrived on the ship. I think we might have our very first guest star. I think we might actually have Neelix, as a little older Neelix, coming to pass on some sort of cultural heritage of great value to her.
Mhm.
And I think Neelix might be on the ship when all of a sudden they get this emergency mission.
Okay, I'm with that. So is Neelix like an ambassador now from the Delta Quadrant?
Totally. And I think also, her mentor probably, who encouraged her to join Starfleet in the first place.
Okay, I
Because
can
this
dig
is
it.
the Picard era, right?
You bet.
So I
Yeah,
kind of,
we're 30 years beyond Voyager returning home. So
yeah,
this is Elder Neelix,
it
or
is.
we actually we don't know if he's an elder or not, but
Right.
we don't know how old Talaxians live. We probably do. I'd have to go look at the lore, and that's research that we can do later.
So I think,
You following along at home.
yeah, this is kind of romantic. And I think, of course, because I'm evil and a good writer, is at some point he's going to be put in great danger in this scenario, which is going to create more drama if people think, is this the episode Neelix came to die in? You got to freak him out, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so the opening scene, is this like Fofum and Neelix walking through the corridors together? She's kind of proudly showing off the USS Saratoga to her
Yeah,
mentor.
yeah, or possibly hanging out in the lounge, whatever the equivalent lounge is on the Saratoga.
Yeah, would Neelix be cooking?
So, yeah, you know what? Hanging out in the lounge, that's so at this point it's so cliche. They do it all the
It
time on
is.
lower decks and next gen. I think something more dynamic would be cool. Like I like your idea actually, Neelix cooking somewhere. Like we know that some of the ships, like Pike has a magnificent cabin with a
Hmm.
great kitchen. So why not have a guest quarters with a big kitchen
Okay.
just for Ambassador Neelix?
And I think the captain would, of course, be here because Neelix would be showing off his stuff to the
Of
captain
course.
too, right? So in Neelix's cabin, as he cooks it up for Captain and XO, have to ask a question. Voyager, Neelix had loved Klingons, right? Remember, he had a really good relationship with that Klingon woman when they met that ancient ship. Are there any Klingons aboard at this time, or have Klingons been off the picture? What do you say? Should we roll on the probability matrix?
Yeah, because we don't really have anything canonical to go on because they've kind of ditched Klingons in the 25th century. We don't know what's
Yeah.
happening with them.
So
I
do
mean,
you think it's
we see him in lower decks, but we don't see him in Picard at all, other than Worf.
so I think it's what probable or somewhat improbable that there's Klingons on board, right?
Somewhat improbable. Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Okay, so let's see if Klingons are on board. Somewhat improbable.
So I'm looking. So this is I'm looking at the quick reference on page 322. I'm going to roll in the yes or no probability matrix. We're looking at somewhat improbable,
Hmm.
and I rolled a 11. So that is no.
No,
There
yeah.
are no Klingons on board.
So no Klingons on board. So this is going to be an interesting episode because I think we're going to be exploring and adding a little lore here. So what would be the first task then?
You know,
That's good. Go
I
ahead.
almost wonder if we should just uh fiat and say, having a Klingon on board might make it more interesting because it's a Klingon shuttle. Or we can say maybe Neelix has spent part of the last 30 years studying up on Klingon lore and heritage, and he can be the Klingon proxy.
Well, okay, yeah, and I'm thinking this episode, which is something we've never done in Captain's Log before, we've played, is what if we use this to answer with a lot of yes and no probability matrix what happened with the Klingons over the past 30 years?
Sure.
So the discovery of this shuttle gets us to have to track it back to the Klingons and get into that.
Or yeah, maybe this even provides an answer.
Well, because remember, one of the things, if we scroll up and look at the what we rolled, it says command shuttlecraft. So maybe we need Klingon command codes that if we don't get it right, it'll blow up or some, or it'll expedite its trajectory toward Ephrosia. So maybe it will necessitate us negotiating with Klingons to figure this out.
Okay.
So we could do a lot of heavy rolls on the probability matrix.
Yeah, it works for me.
To figure
One
out.
question we should answer though is there anybody on the shuttlecraft?
Let's do that once we detect it. Let's roll on that.
Okay, that works.
Okay. So at this point, it seems like we're cooking it up. No Klingons on board, and then suddenly in scene one, which would make sense, is we receive an emergency communique.
From Starfleet, probably.
That's right, from Starfleet Command. And so our first action they would give us they would naturally with that give us the location of this, or maybe they lost it. Why don't we do this? Let's roll on the probability matrix. And did Starfleet Command lose after they tracked it initially? This strange Klingon vessel, maybe it's oh, this is good. Finding a cloaked ship is always fine. Maybe they lost track of it. Let's first roll 50-50 maybe on the probability matrix if they lost track of it or not.
So are we assuming it's cloaked, or should we roll on the probability matrix whether it's cloaked or not cloaked?
The 50-50, let's use that. Go ahead. You want to roll on that?
Okay, so 50-50, it is cloaked.
Ooh.
And now 50-50, did Starfleet lose track of it while they were attempting to track it? 6. Yes, they did lose track of it. So even though this is Picard-era, sensors are more sophisticated than they have been, they still lost track of it. So they know it's cloaked.
All right.
They knew generally where it was going, but now they lost track of it.
So we know our first action is to try to find it with the ship, right?
Yeah.
So I could see us interrupted. Neelix is following us to the bridge because the Klingons, we haven't heard from them in 30 years. Everyone goes to the bridge, and immediately they're going to use the Saratoga, and they're going to need to use their sensors, which is 10, with their science 2 to be 12 to see if they can detect it.
Right. So now would you and this is me getting into the nitty-gritty of like screenwriting. Would Act 1, Scene 1 be the scene with Neelix, having a good time, getting the communicate from Starfleet Command, and then Scene 2, we're going to the bridge. Now we're going to roll sensors and we're going to go try to find the ship? Or are you condensing it a little bit for the purposes of
yeah. The reason I'm calling it Scene 1, we could say it was a one camera run.
Yeah.
Where they just keep one camera on the whole thing until they
works for me.
Yeah.
Okay. So sensors and science, my task number is 12.
Yep.
All right, rolling 2d20. I have a 12 and a 14, so 1 success.
We somehow are able to track it.
Somehow.
And that's Act 1, Scene 1.
Let me pull up my character sheet. I thought we had do I have the ship on my sheet? Yeah,
yep, at the very bottom.
Oh, we don't have sensors. Okay, never mind. We have extensive shuttle base.
And you know what? I think since this is kind of like a faux fum episode, I want to give her I want to give her a focus, because we're creation while playing, right?
Yep.
I'm going to go ahead and first add a discipline of con 2, because her con is not filled out yet. So we're going to give her a con 2.
Okay.
And I think for the I think, should I give her Klingon history?
Sure,
Klingon politics?
What's her species again?
Talaxian.
Talaxian, yeah. Yeah, why not?
Okay, we're going to go with Klingon culture. So she studied it up. They've been off the plate, and this is going to be utterly fascinating to her, right, at this point, because Neelix told her about the Klingons, though she never met them. And if you remember, they seem to have gone along really well with Klingons. The Musk really got Klingons going from Voyager. So this will be interesting, even though she's a female. I don't know. Females have Musk?
Sure.
Maybe. Why not? Okay. So we go into Act 1, Scene 2 now. So this is kind of cut back from commercial.
Well, actually, go back a little bit. Just say, sensors in science 12, 12-14, we successfully picked up the signal, right? So now Act 1, Scene 2, we're going to go track it. Or we're going to go after it now.
And scan it and all that good stuff, right? So at this point, we have to close the distance.
Yep.
It seems like, and in this time, probably the characters are probably talking about the Klingons at this point. So let's throw in a couple probability matrix questions here. Have the Klingons, are they enemies or friends of the Empire? Should we do a 50-50 on that? Enemies or friends of the Federation?
The Klingons?
Yeah.
I would say it's probable that they're still friends, that the alliance is still intact.
Okay. Let's see.
Or the whatever the treaty is.
Khitomer Accords?
The revised Khitomer. Well, I mean, the Khitomer Accords post the Dominion War, right? So I'd say it's probable they're still allies. And I rolled a 14, so yes, they're still allies. Okay. Almost missed it.
Is it possible? Let's see. Last we left them, Martok, right? Was Chancellor. So is it probable that he's died? It wasn't covered in Picard.
No, and he might, well, it's not for sure that he was still alive as of Lower Decks. A recording of him was hosting that Klingon game.
I
Um,
I think it's somewhat probable. We know Klingons do live longer than humans. I think it's somewhat probable that he's dead, don't you?
Somewhat probable that he's dead. Okay, let's roll it here. Well, I rolled a one, so yes, Markatak is dead.
Oh man.
So there's a new chancellor in charge.
Okay.
That new chancellor probably hasn't been chancellor for all that long.
Well, I think we need to ask if that new chancellor is favorable to the Federation.
Yeah, and we've got a that's an NPC table, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let me flip back to that. That's on that's about worlds, stranger worlds, that's entities.
Well, what are you looking for right now?
I'm looking for the cultural the NPC Federation Outlook.
Oh, the alignment. Oh, that was brilliant. That was a
280,
good idea.
yeah, 285. So how does this new chancellor feel about the Federation? Let's roll here. I rolled a four. Uh-oh.
Condemning.
Condemning of the Federation. Ooh,
This
this
is getting really good.
new chancellor not liking the Federation much.
I
Just
think
waiting for Martok to die.
so. So we should probably do. Should we go ahead and roll up their goals and
Yeah, I think
tactics?
so. Yeah.
Okay, so roll up their goals.
So we know it's the chancellor, so we can skip archetype.
Mm-hmm.
We can probably skip their upbringing.
Yeah.
What do goals? Yeah, let's look at goals here. The new chancellor's goals are to, well, rise through the military ranks. I mean, they've achieved what they wanted to achieve. They are now chancellor.
Yeah.
Maybe we need a different one there. Let me
Well,
roll.
what if we were to say get control and command of the military?
Oh, that works. Like consolidate the houses, consolidate the military. Yeah, that works.
Yes. So he's trying to consolidate the military
Around
slash
his
houses.
around well, his or her. It 50-50, right?
Ooh, I like that too.
50-50. So let's go here. Actually, well, okay. Without getting into the whole gender conversation,
Based
um,
off Klingons that we know.
yeah.
We're basing this off Klingon history.
So I rolled an 11. So, well, I should have said 1 to 10 is male, 11 to 20 is female. So this would be
We'll go
uh,
with that.
a woman chancellor
That's even hotter. You know, I love my villains
who's
who are female.
condemning of the Federation, wants to consolidate the military around her.
And her tactic.
Her tactics are subjugation. Yikes.
So my question then,
Oh no.
no, this is great.
A
Why
whole different worldview for the Klingon Empire now.
well, they were always into subjugation.
Changing direction. Well, not for a while there. They kind of got away
Correct.
from that a little bit.
Yeah, so she probably feels that they're weaker for it. So this is an interesting conversation, right? Because at this point, you have Captain Jinamat, Neelix, and Fofem, along with the bridge characters, talking about where they've been and why there's been this weird, slow withdrawal. So is it possible that she would do so, that she first of all, we don't know about the bioweapon yet. We just know
Mhm.
we've tracked a Klingon shuttle in
Right.
space going in and out of cloaking. So at this point, we don't know what's going on, but it's good that we talk this history in scene two because now the watchers are kind of like, oh, okay, that's what's been going on with the Klingon Empire.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of hot, right? So now we need to roll. Can we catch up to this thing? And that's another ship roll, right?
Yeah.
So that's going to be engines 10 with con 3. Oh, and look, we have improved warp drive
Yep.
as a talent. So if we roll 1 through 3, that counts as an additional success or an advantage or a momentum spend.
Yep. So 13 is the target number. On 2d20, I rolled an 11 and a 13. So success with a success with momentum.
Good. So success with. Do we want to immediately roll on the momentum spend, or do we want to roll on an advantage at this point, or save it?
Let's do the momentum spend.
Okay. So we're going to go to our momentum chart on page 275. Oh, and there's some really good things that might play in here.
Yep, we're looking at new technology.
Ooh.
New technology Oh, interesting. A new medical procedure. Yeah, we'll bank on that. We'll bank that. Maybe we get lucky and we're developing some new medical procedure that might help counteract this biological superweapon once we figure out that it's a biological superweapon.
And I think that connects Jim to the sudden inheritance. Maybe the inheritance is Neelix brought with him a lot of advanced medical knowledge from the Delta Quadrant that he came to share with the Federation, and the Saratoga was kind of the ambassadorial ship to get him to Federation headquarters.
Sure, works for me.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
So we're going to go ahead and grab up here. This sudden inheritance is, see how we adapt this, people? Sudden inheritance of advanced medical information from Delta Quadrant.
And it's okay that there's some coincidences happening because that's part and parcel of Star Trek.
That's right. That's what we do.
This is how the A plots and the B plots tie together sometimes.
Good. So we spent that momentum. Now we're going to go into act scene. Act 1.
1-3.
Scene 3. All right.
So we're chasing down the shuttle. We should probably do a roll to see if we can use Khan to extrapolate where's the shuttle going.
Let's do it. That sounds great. That would make total sense. So we're going to do a at this point, what, computers plus Khan
or sensors plus Khan? Do you think? No, if
well,
we're
you said extrapolate.
Yeah, so I guess that's yeah, that would make sense. Computers Khan. Warp drive won't help us here. So target number is still 13. I will roll. I rolled an 8 and 11, so success with the momentum again.
Got it.
So we are able to track where it's going, and I guess we know it's now we know it's going toward Ephros or Ephrosia, whatever. I think it's Ephros, but I'm not.
Ephros.
We can research that later.
Going to Ephros.
Now we should probably, because Captain Jinimat is security wise and has their unorthodox mathematics, probably would want to know, is this shuttle going toward Ephros intentionally, or is this like a damaged thing and it's just on that going in that direction? Like, was this an intentional course? They can probably figure that out.
Well, how would unorthodox mathematics?
Well, I guess it's not really unorthodox mathematics. There's nothing going on unorthodox here, other than to say, let's backwards plot the course and see, can we infer whether this is a intentional course or an accidental course.
Okay, I like that. So therefore, this is good because the mystery is getting deeper. Why is it going? Why is it not respond? We haven't even tried to hail it, actually.
True. And we'll do that next.
Okay.
I guess this would be, what do you think? Computers and computers and Khan again?
Well, you're trying to plot it. So would it be the computers of the Saratoga with the captain's science? Because he has unorthodox mathematics?
Oh, we could combine. Well, I don't think there's anything unorthodox about this, really. We're just trying to mystery.
Okay.
Although I do have the value, I could pull on that value, but it's a little early for that.
I like this though. We want to know if it came out of the Klingon Empire, right?
Yeah. So should I combine a ship system with one of my disciplines, or should I roll like insight Con? Oh wait, we don't have assists. This is Captain's log. Captain's log down. The ship can't assist us. Never mind.
Okay.
What am I thinking?
I love the idea of plotting. So I think let's go with insight with the computer department of Con. So your insight 11 or 10.
Yep.
With Con, right?
With the ship's Con. Okay, so that's a 13. Let's see what we got here. I rolled a 12 and a 15, so one success, or a successful result.
Okay, good.
Oh, well, so we know whether it was intentional or not. So I guess, does that mean it was intentional? It's intentionally going toward Ephros? I may have
exactly
made a mess of that question. Yeah, okay.
Yes. So insight plus Con in scene 4 determines that it's intentionally going toward Ephros, correct?
Yes.
Okay, good. 1 second.
No. The computers in con was to know. Yes, we know it's going to Efros. The insight plus con was to determine was this intentional or accidental. And yes, it was intentional. So its course was meant to go to Efros, and that's where it's going. So now,
meaning that somehow we hacked its navigational computers. That's what
uh,
it means. It would have to mean that.
that we hacked it. No, we probably just we looked at the course
Okay.
and extrapolated that it's clearly this is not an accident. It's going toward Efros for a reason. We don't know what that reason is yet, because now we've got to scan the shuttle to find out what's on who, or hail it first, probably.
Right. I think what we know is it came out of the Klingon Empire's territory. Right. That's what we know.
Yep.
Because we can't really say intentional or not intentional at this point.
True. Okay, so we know it came out of the Klingon Empire, and we know it's heading for Efros. Like, there's no error there.
Correct.
It's purposefully going there. We don't know why. We don't know what the cargo is. We don't know if anybody's on board. So now we would hail it. So I guess this is part of scene 4. Maybe this is scene 5.
Scene 5, yeah, at this point. Okay. Kent?
I don't know. I mean, all this intel gathering, that all feels like one scene where we're just like doing stuff on the bridge, asking questions back and forth, getting answers, and just hitting these tasks one after another, because we're just using sensors, and this is information gathering. But if you like this structure differently, that's fine.
No, I agree with you.
I just feel like we're building up to something, and there's going to be a big reveal here at the end
of the act. Correct. Right. I agree. That's what we should. That's what I'm kind of leaning toward, is Act 1, Scene 5. We get to that reveal.
Yeah.
1 second.
So in Act 1, Scene 4, we should be understanding what's happening. Now we're going to hail the ship, or we're going to hail the shuttle. We're going to scan the shuttle, and then the oh crap moment is, oh, there's a biological super weapon on this shuttle, and we can't stop it, or like whatever that, or maybe we try to stop it and we can't stop it, or I don't know.
No, I totally agree with you. So I think we need to now, is hailing automatic, or do you think we should actually roll for the hail?
I think it's automatic.
Yeah, I think so too. So the question is, do we get a response? Because they'll probably have it. We haven't decided if there's anyone on the shuttle yet.
We don't know that yet.
So I think we need to do a couple rolls. One, do we get a response? So do you think that should be 50-50, or actually, no, you know what we should do? We should definitely roll if there's anyone on the shuttle, because then that will make the possibility of a response greater or less. So 50-50, let's roll if anyone is actually on.
Okay, 50-50.
The shuttle.
I rolled a 20. There's nobody on board.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay,
so the question now is, this means it's highly improbable we get a response, right?
Yeah. Yep. So I'll roll that. Rolled a 17. So we hail it, no response. Sensors indicate nobody on board. Oh no, we didn't do that. We just know, as storytellers, we know there's nobody on board. The character doesn't know, because we haven't scanned the shuttle yet.
That's right. So now let's go ahead and Act 1, Scene 4. Let's go ahead and scan it with the sensors plus science.
Sensors plus science. So that's a 12. I rolled a 7 and a 12. So we are successful with momentum.
All right.
And I think we should spend that momentum on momentum.
Okay, let's see what we find with momentum.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah, yeah, totally.
Or would you rather have an advantage?
Oh no, I want you to spend it, because I'm about to go into that Michael roll 3 threat. At the end of Scene 5, I'm going to be rolling a lot of complications. Watch.
Okay. I've got a 10, so that's friendly aliens. And now I've got a 4. Friendly aliens delivering good news. Maybe this ties into your B plot, because we haven't really touched that yet. I mean, we haven't come back to it yet.
Okay. So we can save that for later. You're saying that roll?
Yeah, or we drop it in here. Well, actually, I don't know if it makes sense to drop it in here now, but somewhere along the way, we got to bring your B plot back into it.
Yeah. Well, he's on the bridge right now, the B plot.
Oh, Neelix is okay.
Yeah, Neelix is on the bridge, which is cool. So that gives us that B plot excuse. I think you want to save this for later.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Or
think
or bold it, and if we need to, we can pull on it.
okay, I'll do that. All right, because of course now I want to do the Michael Dismuke roll. So many complications and things to make it horrible at the end of Act One that now this is becoming a real TV show. so so Act One, Scene 5, and this is we're gonna do another scan of the ship. Actually, you know what we could have done, Jim? Can I give an alternate?
Sure.
We had an additional momentum which we could use in any way to benefit us. And in this case, I think that we need information. I actually, looking back, I would have used that momentum to also discover that this thing is carrying a bioweapon.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
Okay.
That'll
So
save us the roll.
okay, so we're gonna go discovered bioweapon.
Mm-hmm.
That the music build up there, another commercial. We come back from commercial, it's flying through space. We're pursuing it. I want to open this scene creating some comps. And what I mean is by this. Is it possible that it goes back under cloak? It changes its cloak field so we can't track it. Is it possible it attacks us? Is it possible it attaches itself to us? There's a whole bunch of bad things that could happen, including we could just roll on the complications table or the threat table. So
I think it's still cloaked. We were just able to detect its warp trail or something.
is it possible it varies it so we lose track of it?
Ooh, I like that.
Right? Okay. So should we roll? Do you think that's highly probable for the sake of this story?
I would say it's probable. I don't know that it's highly probable. We haven't seen that technology quite in evidence on the Klingons. So I'd say, but they probably had some time to work on it. So I'd say that's probable that they've got
Should,
advanced cloaking technology.
should we make it sound like call it a multi-phasic cloak just for fun?
Works for me.
So does
Uh,
it have
and
a
I rolled a
multi?
4, so yes, it does.
Oh, this is good.
Multi-phasic variable cloaking system. I don't know.
Or as Dr. Aaron McDonald would hate for me to say, a multi-phasic quantum cloak.
Quantum.
Okay, so that's for you, Dr. Aaron.
There you
Okay,
go.
so one, it has a multi-phasic cloak. Let's make it even worse. Can we roll on the complication table just because I like
Okay,
to?
you
Okay.
bet. So this is page 269.
Yep.
Complication table. Rolled an 11. Conflicting orders. The situation is made more tense when orders are received that make the crew have to decide between pursuing their stated mission goals or obeying their conscience. Ooh.
Wait, what's the conflicting order? And is it from Starfleet or from the Ephrosions to stay back? We got this handled.
Hmm.
Oh,
Ooh, I like that. Because like even within the Federation, every
yep.
member world is its own sovereign world, and they've got their own defense force or patrol ships or whatever. And maybe if I mean who knows, right? I mean maybe Efros is like no, we got this. And
Is it possible that Ephros, who kind of look like Klingons, are being slowly swayed by this new chancellor?
I don't know.
And maybe the bioweapon is not targeted at Ephros, but it's giving them technology to prepare for a greater attack against the Federation.
See, this is where I would want to do a little research and try
Okay.
to remember if the Efrosians have any back history with the Klingons. And I'm not
Okay.
sure.
Let's
Here,
keep moving though. So so
yeah, keep
so
going. I'll
I,
look while you're talking.
I think we go conflicting orders from the Ephrosions because that'll create a mystery in Act Two for us to have to diplomatically engage with. When all of us, they're Federation members, they could say no, and so we hear from Starfleet Command like they just said you can't enter their territory.
So here's something fun.
Okay.
There is a there is a reference material that says that the Efrosians were once under Klingon rule, and they rebelled and sent the Klingons reeling in defeat. So the Efrosians are one of the few species that were under Klingon rule, fought back, and kicked the Klingons to the curb. So now we can play with this quite a bit because
Oh yeah. Oh
the
yeah.
this could be the Klingons getting back at the Efrosians, and the Efrosians saying, "Oh, hang on, this is a Klingon ship. We got this. You step back, Federation."
A matter of ego.
A matter of ego, yeah. And then if it escalates, it could get ugly. Where the Efrosians could say, "You still want us in the Federation? You leave us alone."
Because
And
diplomatically, this is definitely Act Two stuff we'll write in, but diplomatically, the Ephrosions can't actually take revenge until it crosses into their space. And that might be why they're waiting for that.
Yeah.
Like stop pursuit, because if you pursue it, you may stop it and then we can't retaliate.
Right.
Ooh, okay, okay. We got to roll one more threat.
One more complication, you mean?
No, no. Let's go to the threat table.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Now I like mixing it up. I like really mixing it up to make it even
Where's
better.
my threat table? There it is. All
Yep.
right. So you want a random threat?
Random threat. Let's see how bad we can make it.
All right. So I'm liking the idea that the new chancellor probably has probably has it out for the Ephesians, and this is an opportunity for her to. There's probably some history in her house
Oh
that
yeah.
got dissed by the Ephesians. Okay, so I rolled a 9 on the threat table. So that's oh, interesting, a psionic incident.
Mm.
Yeah. All right. 16. A telepathic distress signal. What? Interesting. Okay. Well, and this is maybe a place where not to take your spotlight, but
You're right.
the captain could have a little moment because the captain's Anar
Mm.
and is telepathic. So
Mm.
somewhere in
Ooh.
this whole mess, there's a telepathic distress signal.
Actually, this is perfect because it gives a chance for Fofim to shine. Think about this for a second.
Mm-hmm.
If the bioweapon is an amalgamation of some sort of psionic gene genetic thing, he could be having a negative reaction. Like if it hits the planet, maybe it knocks everyone out neurologically. Maybe it's an enhanced neural parasite that we've
Ooh,
seen, right? Maybe it's like a genetically modified neural parasite, which we've seen plenty of
yep.
time. And maybe in proximity, as the ship gets closer, all of a sudden he starts getting ebbed by it.
Mm,
They start getting ebbed by it.
okay.
And so in this scene, into scene 5, he falls over. And Neelix and Fofim have to roll of course. Oh, she has medicine 4. Interesting. I gave her medicine 4 early on. So is it possible that she has emergency medicine?
Sure.
Yeah. Or what if actually psionics is one of the sciences? So let me look here.
Yeah.
Oh, which would make her the perfect XO for him. Maybe she has an interest in psionics. Okay, we're doing that. Psionics. And so let's see if she can stabilize him, Jim.
Well, so would you just by fiat say that the captain keels over, or would you give him an opportunity, or them an opportunity
They need an
to
opportunity. Yeah.
resist?
Yep. Yeah. They
So
need
that
an
would
opportunity.
be what do you think? Control plus command?
Um, yes, exactly. 14. Yeah, control
All
plus
right, so let's see
command.
if
And I
or
would like, oh, well, no, that doesn't work like that anymore. I was thinking Star Trek Adventures. Never mind.
well, I was
I was,
wondering, I was going to ask if this is like a form of attack, but or is it just is it a task roll to resist it?
well, what I was going to say is because the trait is Anar, I would actually make this require 2 rolls, 2 successes. And I would use the trait negatively against him,
Ah, okay,
against them.
that works. All right,
Yeah,
so my target number is 14, and I need 2 successes because the my trade's working against me. Is
correct.
that what you're saying? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I rolled a 10 and a 19, so I was not successful. So the captain keels over on the bridge. Ah!
Wow. And so now let's see if Fofem, in this case, would it be daring and medicine or insight and medicine, reason plus medicine?
Well, how would they react to their captain immediately grabbing their head and keeling over and crying out in
Right.
psionic pain?
Yeah. So to try to
Fast action,
stabilize
would that be daring plus medicine?
daring and medicine, that'd be 14. So let's
Jump into
roll.
action.
Yeah. Let's roll on that
You
with
want me to roll
Scion.
you roll for you, or you want to roll it?
You roll. I'm typing.
Okay, so 14 you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I've got a good job, buddy. I got a 1 and a 3.
Woo. So 1 momentum.
Nicely done.
Can I use that momentum to create an advantage of in sick bay and safe or something?
Did you have wait, you have a focus, isn't that
Psionics. Yeah.
isn't this 3 successes?
Well, yeah, but the most you can ever have at one time is
Oh,
1.
right, that's right. That's right. We're Captain's log.
So should I just arbitrarily say that
You've stabilized the captain.
sick bay stabilized captain is the advantage in sick
Yeah,
bay?
sure.
And that would end scene 5 in a most dramatic way to go to commercial,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Because yep, the captain's whisked to sickbay. What the heck is on that shuttlecraft?
Yep, exactly.
Dun dun dun.
Okay, this is getting good. Do you see how rolling three complications at the end of a act is just like really cool?
It's perfect.
All right.
Feels like Star Trek.
Doesn't it? Doesn't it already? Okay, so this is getting good. Act two, scene one. Is this where we're reached out to by the Afrosians?
Yeah, I think so. Or do you want to take a moment to bring in your B plot? How's Neelix reacting to this? Like he's seeing the captain fall over. He's seeing the XO rush him to sick bay. XO comes back. XO's in command now. At least for a scene. I mean, the captain's going to be stabilized, so that's good.
I have to ask, does Neelix have a contact in the Klingon Empire?
I'd say that's highly probable. Well, maybe probable.
Somewhat probable.
Somewhat probable. Okay, I could be convinced it's somewhat probable. It's been
Well,
30.
well, I should and I should ask this question: is it actually highly probable because that contact is B'Elanna Torres or her daughter Meryl?
Okay. All right. So
who might have insight into it.
You want to say highly probable?
That would be awesome if it was Meryl, huh?
That would be cool. Let's see if he's got a contact. 8. Yes, he does have a contact.
Wow.
Do you want to? I mean, if it's Meryl, she's at least 30.
That's right.
8.
And did she go back to discover her heritage? And now she's aware of the politics.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Sure. Okay, I call that probable. What do you think?
Yeah.
Well, the dice are in your favor. I rolled a 4.
Wow.
Sweet. Yeah, it's B'Elanna's daughter. We're really pulling in the Voyager references tonight.
A guest star. We had a guest star. And, this goes back to our interview with Jackson Lansing and Colin Kelly, which would have aired by now. And they said, if you pull them in, don't make them a side fringe, make them have a crux. And we just made Neelix's Voyager contact get us insight into the Klingon Empire. So this is actually an amazing episode for episode 2 of our show.
Sure, works for me.
Okay, so Meryl is in the Klingon Empire. Am I still sharing screen? I can't tell.
Yep, you're still scared.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Wow. So I guess what I would try to do at this point with the captain down is to do a presence plus command to try to establish some sort of connection with her, right?
Sure.
Or would this need to be the ship making a comms and command motion? I'm trying to signal them.
You're trying to signal Meryl back to the Klingon Empire?
Yeah, using subspace long range.
Well, Fofem doesn't know them, but Neelix does. So we're using Neelix's command code or comms code or something. So yeah, I'd say it would be the ship's
good point
communications plus
command, right?
Command, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's roll 12 and see if can Neelix get in contact with Meryl.
Well, I rolled a 5 and a 9, so yes, in fact, he can
with
momentum.
Good. So that's interesting because I would almost end this. You know where I would end the scene here? Like he says, I know I can. I have an insider we can talk to. I know they've been reclusive and stuff like that, and I would have everyone watch as on the bridge or privately, maybe in the quarters or something. Fofem standing over his shoulder, like, who do you know? Who do you know in the Klingon Empire? You've been in the Delta Quadrant. He's like, well, I keep track of my old alum. And he hits that. And also the screen comes up. It's like, I don't recognize this person. And she goes, Uncle Neelix, Meryl. Cutscene.
Cutscene, yeah.
Right. Oh, my goodness.
I like it.
That's so hot.
That's your keyword for tonight.
Well, it is. When something's really cool. When something's really cool, then it turns to hot.
There you go.
Okay. So we got to cut back to kind of like the afro. Should we do a wellness check on the captain, see if he's conscious yet?
Yeah, sure.
I think it's
meanwhile back in sickbay.
Yeah, I think it's see, here's how I would start. Since he took such a heavy hit, Jim, and tell me what you think about this. Since he took such a heavy hit, I would say the first round, it's improbable The second round, it's somewhat improbable. Then it's 50-50. Then it's somewhat probable because basically the more time they have to work on him, it improves every scene of him getting better.
Mm-hmm.
That's one way we could tackle it, or we could just tackle it with the ship's, computers plus medicine,
Or is it the
structures plus
oh,
medicine, right? But I like suspense, and I don't know how you feel. It's your character. So do you want it every round to get a better chance of him becoming conscious? Or do you prefer to try it on one shot? Because most likely you'll succeed, you have one momentum already.
yeah. I'm comfortable taking my time with it. I'll admit the first thought I had was there maybe a way to pull in a thread of the last episode where the captain and their partner had that moment, and maybe the partner hears that the captain's been knocked down, goes to sick bay to be supportive, and there was something we could tie into that, but it's a little nebulous right now.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Well, and for the sake of people who are only tuning into this episode, I don't want
yeah,
them to
that's
have
fine.
to.
No worries.
Okay.
Watch all the shows. What are you
Right,
doing?
right, right. Exactly.
So
Okay.
yeah, let's just go with it. Let's go with the ticking clock backwards to
Okay.
see if they start to recover. So
That's
I'd
fair.
say this is probably because I want to roll on the medical team, and I guess that's best represented by
So don't do the improbable to somewhat improbable. We're not going to do
no,
the
I
clicking
think I
thing.
like that idea.
Yeah.
So I'd say that in this scene, it's improbable that he's fully recovered.
Right.
So let me grab that table here. Hold on a second.
Page 254.
I was going to 320, 322. Yep, there it is.
So
So this
let's
is
see if he's recovered.
improbable, and I rolled a 16. So yes, he is not back in this scene.
Okay. So with that said, now then I think now it's up to the XO FOFM, which is we talked about this being their episode to shine, right?
Yep. Yep.
That they are now having to deal with Starfleet Command saying, "Hey, we have a problem. You've just been ordered to call off pursuit on this thing." So I think what she needs to do is roll an insight plus command to see if she can figure out why they would even say something like this.
Yep.
Right? Like we've talked it out, but let's see if the character can figure it out.
Okay.
So insight plus command for her is 10 and 3, which is 13.
13. Okay, here we go. I have got a 1 and a 12, so success with momentum.
Wow. So she really knows. So the Ephrosions are saying no, and she digs into the Klingon history with the Ephrosions, which we just spoke about.
Yep.
So Fofem aware of Ephrosion / Klingon history, and she's making the guess that they want to do a retaliatory strike. So so that ends that scene, right? When she figures that out, is she gonna try to bargain with Starfleet Command? Not in this scene, but a later scene, or
no? I think she. Well, I mean, I don't know if she would do this or not. Would she go to Starfleet Command first, or would she go directly to the Ephrosions since she's here? Right, the ship is here. Would she contact the Ephrosions directly and say, "Hey, wait a minute, we need to stop this shuttle before it gets to your sovereign space"?
I'm gonna do this for fun though. Miro is still in play, and we have one momentum.
Okay, there you go.
What if we do a different tactic according to Neelix? He knows honor and stuff like that. And what if we double back and actually go into the Klingon Empire and try to negotiate it to the Chancellor? Like, you're making a big mistake. The Ephrasions have been looking for a reason to clean your cocks, and you're giving it to them. Be smarter.
Would Fofum leave the shuttle just to go on its merry way? And is she trusting the Ephrosions? Like, if the Ephrosions are saying, "Hey, back off, leave it, we'll take care of it," is she trusting the Ephrosions to take care of it and then going back to the Klingon Empire?
She trusts them to retaliate.
She trusts the Ephrosions to retaliate.
That they're looking for the excuse to wipe the Klingons out before. Maybe the Ephesians have been warning the Federation, like, don't let this Chancellor get into power. This Chancellor we have a history with, and maybe the Federation ignored it, say, prime directive, not our business. And they're kind of like, okay, we'll use this as an excuse to take steps to take out the Chancellor.
Okay.
Do you is there time plot wise? Would people be mad that are you really going to leave this ticking bomb to go to the Klingons? Do you think that'll annoy people?
I mean, I don't know if it'll annoy people. I'm just wondering what your character would most likely do.
Follow orders. If she's following orders, it's not breaking orders to try to go to the Klingon Empire and get them to cancel the attack.
Oh, that fine line you're
Right? Like if she can get those command codes with Muriel's help, they can cancel the attack and then it never will even get there.
Mm-hmm.
And she's still following orders because they didn't say she couldn't go to the Klingon Empire, especially if she has an invitation from someone.
Who's she getting an invitation from? Muriel?
Muriel, who has contacts, because I have a momentum. I would spend my momentum to have contacts as an advantage.
Okay.
Access and contacts.
Given the technology and subspace communications, do we need to go to the Klingon Empire? Could Fofo simply contact Muriel's contact in the Klingon Empire?
But wouldn't it be more fun for our characters, especially if your character comes awake, that we actually have to like storm a Klingon like base in order to get the command codes? Or face off against the Chancellor herself, the new one? Isn't that what people want to see?
Sure, if you want to go that far. I just feel like I feel like going to the Klingon Empire feels like an escalation, and I feel like there should be like an attempt made to communicate first before we say, okay, wait, we need to go back. We need to actually go in person to the Klingon Empire.
Okay, so you think so we need to communicate first and do another diplomatic motion to the Afrosians?
No, I think Fofum talks to Muriel. Muriel says, "Hey, I think I've got a point of contact. Let me get back to you." And then comes back and says, "Contact this person in the Klingon High Command and convince them that they should stop what they're doing."
Yeah,
Or
I guess
talk down the Chancellor or something.
I guess what I worry about as writing this story is if they respond favorably, we're only in Act 2, Scene 2. We've kind of ruined the whole suspense.
Oh, okay. Yeah, got it.
So
Well, that's where we throw in some complications.
Okay. Oh, that is good actually. No,
Yeah.
I can work with this. Watch. Okay, so in Act 2, Scene 2, the captain's not recovered.
Yep.
We're aware of the Afrosian Klingon history because I rolled on that. So are we going to Act 2, Scene 3 where I'm trying to get this contact to help us?
Yeah.
Okay, because I like this. I see where I always see where I can break stuff, so not a problem. You think things are good? Believe me, I can always screw you up. I guarantee you that. So, okay, so this will be another presence, or excuse me, this will be another presence plus command, right? Or is this daring plus command? I think presence plus command's fine. Okay, so Muriel's contact to try and call off attack.
Mm-hmm.
We're making a lot of assumptions here about this thing still, that it's actually an attack from the Chancellor. Our characters have not figured that out yet. We just know it's of Klingon origin.
But we know it's a biological superweapon.
Of Klingon origin.
Of Klingon origin, intentionally going toward Ephros.
Right, but we don't know who programmed it. I just want to say that. We've all suppositioned it's the Chancellor. So I just want to be clear, as this happens, we still have a lot of places where we can add complications and add other characters into it with different motivations.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Okay. So now what's happening? What's the task we have to attempt here?
So this is going to be a presence plus command to try to get an ally from Muriel's contact.
So Fofim is contacting Muriel's contact to try and call off the attack.
To give us information as to who's in control of this attack, who's running this operation.
Okay, so what's Fofim's target number?
9 and 3, so 12.
12. Okay. Well, I rolled a 1 and a 20. So success with a complication.
Perfect. I'm so happy because I want to talk about this. I love complications.
Yeah.
So I think we find out that it's sourced to a particular house, that's their kind of shuttle. But I think at some point, this person who gave us the information is automatically attacked and killed.
Ooh.
Blows up. And Muriel comes back like, they got blown up and I barely survived or something.
Oh, no.
And now she's in danger.
Muriel's in danger. Okay,
Of course.
because they tracked it back to her.
They
She's
track the subspace comm, yeah.
she's the point of contact. Yeah.
So, and that's where the complication comes in is Meryl needs rescue.
Okay, so that's good. That's a good reason to go hightailing it for the Klingon Empire then. Yeah.
It creates two separate issues, right? We have, and Neelix, of course, is going to be like, no, we have no, now his character really comes to play. It's like, I got to go.
Right.
And you got to go with me.
Yeah. We got
Okay.
to go rescue. We got to get now it's even worse because now we've got to go rescue Muriel on
Yep.
top of this shuttle heading for Ephros and the captain. Now it's Act 2, Scene 3. So now it's somewhat improbable that the captain's out of action.
What's the name
Yeah.
of the house, by the way? Are you rolling up the name of the house?
Oh, I can, but
Yeah.
I just rolled a 17 on the captain. So the captain's still out of action as of Act 2, Scene 3.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Okay.
make note of that.
Yep.
The house name, I guess I'm just making up a random name.
Yep.
All right, let me find that chart. Hang on. While you're writing your notes, I'll look for the name chart.
Shuttle track to house. Give it at least 2 syllables, right? To make it sound Klingon.
Yeah.
And we'll add, if we have to, we'll add a K in front of it if we have to make it more
Okay,
Klingon.
so 6 is a CBAD. So C is CB. Okay, so Linaz, Linaz, House Linaz. I
I
like it.
like that. I like that. I
House
like that a lot.
Linaz. I guess the question is it a minor
How
house
about
or
we spell it like that? Lanaz.
Linaz? Yeah, I like it. And let's say probability matrix here. 50-50, 1 to 10, it's a major house, 11 to 20, it's a minor house.
Love it.
It's a 19, it's a minor house.
Ooh. And let's roll on the somewhat probable. Let's go probable on this one.
Okay.
Whereas that house diminished to a minor house because of the war the Afrosians put on them.
Oh, I like it. Yes.
Ooh.
I rolled a 2.
Reduced from major to minor during a Afrosian war.
Those damn Afrosians.
Ooh, now we're getting a plot. This is scary. This is getting really good, Jim.
Oh, so do we want to dig into what's the connection between House Lanaz and the Chancellor?
Well, I think more House Nanaz is eager to gain power, so consolidation with all the other houses is a dream to restore its glory, right?
Okay, that makes sense. Yep.
Yeah. So I think what it is House Lanaz design. So we know that they designed these shuttles.
Yep.
Now we're moving into let's move into the next one. Folks, I hope you're having fun because we're having a blast here.
This is awesome.
I mean, no, but we're in a perplexing situation, Jim. So we got this cloaked shuttle still heading toward Afrosia who wants to declare war.
Yep.
So we actually are going to we're going into Klingon space to show them that this was not an action of the Chancellor, but of this minor house. So declaring war against the entire empire would be inappropriate if we can take action against this house. Then we can politically force the new Chancellor to actually, in public forum, you have to take out this house because they're about to cause you dishonor, whether or not she was favorable of the attack or not.
Mm-hmm.
Politically, we have to put her into a hard space.
Yeah, but yeah, absolutely. I'm wondering what the connection is between the Chancellor and the House. Like, is the Chancellor of House Lanaz, or is House Lanaz got some sort of blackmail on the Chancellor?
We have to ask all those questions.
Or are they just opportunistic? Like, I don't know.
Okay, first of all, is she of House Lanaz?
I mean, that's a probability matrix, right?
Yep. Is that 50-50?
That'd be 50-50 because this is all made up anyway.
Oh my goodness.
So let's see. So is the Chancellor of House Lanaz? No.
And let's do something since we keep talking about the Chancellor here. Yeah. Let's roll on the name table and give her a name.
Sure. Give me 1 second.
To give her 2 syllables.
2-syllable name. All right. So we're looking for combination BC.
Mm-hmm.
First syllable is M, E-M. Mm-hmm. Second syllable is Z-O-G.
Can we call her Mzog with just an M and drop the E?
Or how about Chemzog? No, Mzog. Chancellor Mzog. I'm okay with that.
I like that. I kind of like that, huh? Mzog.
Chancellor Mzog is not of House Lanaz.
In fact, let's make it really Klingon, and I'll do it like this. Watch. Imzach.
Imzak.
Right?
I love it. I love
That's
it.
it. Imzach.
Yep.
Okay.
So is the Chancellor of House Lanaz? Question mark. No.
But is there blackmail, you said?
Is House Lanaz
Indebted to.
blackmailing Mazak?
Okay.
No. Uh,
Ooh.
is House Lanaz indebted to the Chancellor? No.
So
Okay.
you know what? We're
Wait,
going
we've got motivations here, don't we?
no, this is good. We're going there to clear their name. We're going there to clear the chancellor's name when she doesn't even know that's this house is doing her dirty.
Well, I was wondering if we could use the NPC motivations table to give the house a motivation.
Let's do it. That
Like
sounds great.
like what's their goal here?
Yep.
Let me find their motivation here. That would be wait, this
Well, wait,
archetype.
wait, wait. Wait, did we already do that though? Hold on.
No, the goals were for
You're right.
Chancellor,
That was for Imzog. You're right.
the Chancellor. But now we want to know what the house's goals are, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So the house's goals are where is it? Defeat a rival. Defeat a rival. Well,
Ooh,
that fits right in.
that's easy.
What is their tactics? Um, Political manipulation is their tactics.
Oh, this is great.
And we might as well figure out what's the house's perspective on the Federation. And I rolled an 8. The Federation's They think the Federation is gullible.
Oh, that's perfect. They thought they would fall for this.
See, folks, see how everything just kind of falls into place.
This is great. This is great. Okay, so so the role on this one is it to present some of this evidence in order to not get blown up when we go into the space, into Klingon space, to save morale?
Well, I mean, we don't know any of this stuff, but this is all the backstory that we're going to have to go figure out.
Do we need a roll first to track? We know we're changing course to go into the Klingon Empire, and do we need it fast because we got to do it before the Efrosians have a reason to attack?
Yeah.
Because they're not going to believe our theory. We don't. So far, everything we've done so far is theory, and the evidence. The one guy who was going to test to it just got blown up.
Right.
So we have to get morale out to get this information.
Right. So we're going to go rescue Morale. Presumably, Neelix knows where she is.
Where she last was.
Where she last was. Yeah.
So based off of that, as we cross into the border, are we going to be? Can I work my diplomatic magic to let them pass through so we can go get Morale, who is a Federation citizen?
Right.
We want to aid with the effort to find her.
Right.
So I think that's going to be a presence plus command, right?
I think so, because once we get close to the border, because of the Chancellor's outlook on the Federation, they may not be letting Federation ships into the Empire.
Correct.
Or they may second think it.
Okay, let's roll if Captain comes through now. It's now 50-50 that the Captain comes up in scene 4.
It was highly improbable and then improbable. So are we up to
50-50 now?
Okay, 50-50. 15. The Captain is still not back in action.
This is great. Oh, this is a great way to use this. I never used it this way as a
time
clock. Oh, you could even use it in reverse to make things worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is definitely a FOFM episode.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Captain's still out of it.
All right, we're going. So the role in scene 4 we haven't done yet is you're going to have to give me a presence plus command 12. I have to beat 12 to try to get clearance to go in and not get attacked.
Okay, so in scene 4 then, so we're approaching Klingon space. The Klingons say, "Hey, wait, no, we don't want you in here." And then Fofum has to say, "Well, now wait a minute."
We have a gobbledygook Federation law, Khmer Accords, Federation citizen, blah blah blah.
We're still friends. You said 14's a target?
12.
12, I'm sorry. All right, 12. Well, I rolled a 2 and an 18, so you were successful.
Made it. We are allowed to enter of course, they'd be like, you have 24 hours to go.
Begrudging, yeah.
Now, I do have one question we should ask. Did that conversation happen directly with the Chancellor, or did it happen to an underling? Like, would they even give us enough honor to talk to the actual Chancellor?
No, it'd be an underling. I'm,
So
I'm confident. I'm
so
confident.
highly improbable.
Highly improbable that it was the Chancellor. Yeah,
Okay, roll that.
but yeah, let's roll it here. So yeah, I rolled a 15, so that's
Okay.
definitely an underling.
Okay, so spoke to this is great because you know why? I hope this whole episode we don't even get to meet Imzoch because I love when characters are first introduced through rumor.
Yeah.
And then later on, the day you finally get to meet him, like 5 episodes in, it's like, ooh, I finally get to see who this character is. So I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, this is cool. Oh my god, I can't believe we're going to Klingon space off random rolls to save Balana Torres's daughter.
Well,
This is great.
this is the power of Captain's Log, right?
Oh my
Not
god,
to pat ourselves on the back, but this is how you can manipulate the random tables and a little creativity
this is sick.
to
All
pull it
right,
together.
so now we're coming to scene 5, which of course is the way we're learning to play is we're gonna have an action in scene 5, but you know me, I want 3 bad things to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
You want
so
complication?
I think let's definitely start with a complication as we're coming into space here.
All right, where's my complication table? Remind me of the page number for complications. I need to work on my tabs.
Your tabs have to get a little bit better. So for complications, you're going to want on page 268, 269,
Oh, there it is. I had my bookmark in it, darn it.
269.
All right, so complication. I rolled a 12. Shattered chain of command. Whether by
Ooh.
outside interference or the senior commander being removed from the situation, there is no longer a clear operational command structure for the mission. Well, the captain's already out of action. Is there a junior officer who?
I actually think this applies. I actually think this applies to Imzog, who their house has given us permission to enter, but I think House Lanaz is sending a bird of prey after us.
Okay.
I think they're going rogue and saying we got to take them out. They know too much.
Inner Klingon turmoil. All
Okay.
right.
Okay, that's going to be one is issue at this. Now let's roll on the threat table.
The threat table. Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm scared. I hate fighting Klingons.
All right, random threat. Here we go. 17. Subspace. Oh boy, here we go. I got to bring subspace into it. Dr. Eric,
Always.
this is for you. Ooh, interesting. Messages cannot penetrate subspace.
They're jamming us.
Oh, they're jamming us. Oh no,
Oh
we're not gonna be able. We don't know where
no. Oh my
all is
god.
now.
No, they're jamming us so they can attack us and blow us out of the sky without anyone ever knowing.
Oh snap.
Okay, and okay, now one more on probability matrix. Are they themselves? Did House Lanaz advance the bird of prey that can fire while cloaked?
Oh, that was in Star Trek 6?
This is 30 years. No, this is more than 30 years later. This is like 80
No,
years later.
this is more than 100 years later after that. Right? That was
Oh,
2280 something.
they could, and again, because of that, they probably knew Chang, and they're still haters against the Federation. So
Ooh.
they may have been subservient to House Chang, and they're just watching the whole culture crumble around them. They used to be the most powerful people, and over 100 years, the Federation has picked them apart so that they have no honor and they're nothing. So they've advanced this science. I think that's probable, Jim.
I love it.
Okay, let's roll on the probability table.
Oh, you think it's probable? Okay.
Oh, well, yeah. Do you want to roll on it or not?
No, I think 100 years is plenty of time to foster a grudge.
Okay, so do they have
And
a Klingon bird of prey that fires while cloaked?
I rolled a 7, so the dice agree with you.
Oh,
Yes,
yes.
they have a bird of prey that can fire while
fires,
cloaked. Oh
and it's
no.
advanced. Oh, this is scary.
So this is what the Klingons have been up to.
Okay, so
That's
we know going into scene 5. In scene 4, we were given permission to enter space. In scene 5, we're unaware that in the background there's a shattered chain of command. House Lanaz has gone rogue. What makes this bird of prey that fires while cloaked advance is because it also can jam subspace signals. So it sends out a jamming field.
yeah. Ooh,
This is scary.
dirty.
What's the role in this one then as we're trying to get to Moral's last location?
Um, well, we've got to penetrate the jamming field, right? Or
Yeah, we don't know why we're being jammed. You're right. We don't know why we're being jammed.
we just know that we're being jammed, and we've got to break through it somehow. So that would be sensors and science, or sensors and engineering, probably.
I almost want to say it's comms plus
Well,
engineering,
are
right?
we trying to contact her, or are we trying to find her?
Well, first we're jammed, so we all of a sudden all our comms go down.
Well, is it just comms, or is it comms and sensors?
Yeah,
Are they
both.
jamming everything?
Anything subspace.
So I think sensors would be more important than comms, but
Okay.
the same values.
You know what? So the decision you're saying is with this down, I have to ask repair teams, are they going to fix comms first or sensors first, right? 50
Yeah,
50, comms or
yeah.
sensors.
Okay, so comms or sensors. 19. So they're going for sensors first.
Okay. And that's interesting because that'll play into the next scene. So let's see if they can do that. And that's going to be sensors plus engineering then.
Yeah. So 12. I rolled a 10 and an 18. So one success is enough to successfully repair or to successfully get sensors to operate.
Okay. Okay. So then we're still unaware that there's a bird of prey out there. This is great.
Correct.
We
We
need
just
to
know,
know.
we just know something was jamming us, and now we've overcome that. It's still a question over our head.
No, but I see where this is going now. The captain, does he come to? It's somewhat probable now.
Somewhat probable now, and I rolled a 9. So yes, the captain is back in action.
Okay, this is perfect because this is an Act Two, Scene Five.
The captain
He's
says, "What have you gotten us into?"
come on,
I'm
think
going
about
back to
this.
bed.
Things are already bad. We know we've been given permission, so we're kind of like, let's find Meryl. We don't really feel that there's any danger. We think House Lanaz. We know this yet? We don't know House Lanaz. No, because yeah, we've been pointed in the direction of House Lanaz, but we have no evidence. That's what the guy was about to get us when he blew up.
Right.
I don't think it's enough just for the captain to wake up. I think something with the neural parasite that hit him psionically did something to him. He should wake up screaming.
Mm-hmm.
Because remember, we've got to fix him with Neelix's advanced gift, the boon of medical technology.
Right. Right. And
And
he was out for several scenes, so this was a big deal.
and with this heightened, we're going to play into it later. With this heightened awareness, will he be able to detect a bird of prey while cloaked?
Hmm. That's an interesting idea.
Right.
Snap. Okay.
Once the medical stuff comes in and helps him, all of a sudden becomes hyper aware and like we're
Right.
being followed.
Right. Okay.
Oh my god, that's actually a deep plot, bro.
That's cool.
Okay, so Captain comes to. I think we would, of course, right now we're still unaware as we rush into Klingon space with the sound of remember the sound of the of Sulu's ship as it was flying, like break her apart. That's like the sound of the ship as we're flying in, right? To try to
Mhm.
save Meryl. I think Act Three, Jim, Scene One is going to have to be almost a medical thing because the captain's he's aware, but maybe he's just freaking out with his psionics. I think we should actually do a medical thing using Neelix's. I discovered actually like all kinds of pathogens and some genetic markers to help stabilize psionics because of a race called the Gadado, And I
Mhm.
think he says this might be able to help stabilize your captain.
Yeah.
Sound
Or
good?
maybe he connected with the Ocampa, and
Brilliant,
they got some advanced neural stuffy whatevers because of what happened to
brilliant.
what's her face? Cat.
Yes, Neelix has in the medical cache a compen psionic DNA or what do you want to call it?
So, some sort, I don't know. Psionic technobabble, neurological technobabble. And he's maybe carrying on the legacy of Kess, and he's kept ties with the Ocampa.
All right.
Um,
And
and
Philtham says,
wow.
yeah, and Philtham says, I remember studying this. In fact, it might be able to, because remember, she has psionics. So this would be a place of interest for her because
Yeah.
she would have been interested in all this Delta Quadrant lore, right?
Yep.
So I think at this point, she should have to do a daring or a reason plus medicine to try to apply this knowledge to this.
Yeah, works for me.
Okay. Okay. So
With the target.
11 is the target number.
11. Okay. Well, I rolled an 11 and a 17, so that is a success.
All right.
So this is Neelix and Fofum applying this new medical knowledge in sick bay to the captain, who woke up screaming.
Yep.
And now the captain's got this new insight. Like things are clearing, and not only are they clearing, but now the captain is hyper aware of everything. And so
Which
this is like a Jean Grey moment, like
yes.
hearing all the voices.
Okay, so you've got to roll on scene 2. It has to now be the captain rolling a psionic awareness kind of thing, right?
Okay. So this has
Well,
got to be like
insight,
insight and command.
yep, or science or medicine. You don't have a medicine roll yet.
No, I don't. And what's the goal here?
Just does he automatically miraculously sense like, are you aware we're being followed by Klingons?
Okay.
Right.
So insight and no, I think you're right. I think this should be medicine. And
Okay.
this would be my opportunity to define that value or to define that discipline.
Mm-hmm.
And this would be a 3, right?
Uh,
Or a
no, it
2,
goes 4, 3, 2, 2, 1.
4,
So
3. Well,
2.
he's already I mean, they already have a 4 in science and a 4 in command.
Yep. So this would
Um,
have to be a 2, and you have a
and a
3 in
3 in
security.
security. So yeah, let's make medicine a 2.
All right. Any kind of focus you want to attribute to this event? It could be what we call a talent in the old STA game. It could be a talent that involves psionics in nature.
Well, how about a focus of like mental discipline?
I love it. That's good.
Let me type that into my
It could even be spatial awareness. Ooh, that's interesting for an Anar. So
spatial
this is
awareness
like expanded spatial awareness.
that he just happens to have, or even before the
Before, because think about this. Well, or remember, this is creation and play. But my point is, I think an Anar, like if an Anar is doing martial arts, they must have spatial awareness, being
oh
able to
yeah, okay.
walk, run.
Yeah. Okay, I'm good with that. Let's go with spatial awareness as a new focus.
Yeah, that's something we've never done before.
Yeah. Well, so let's do that. So a 2 in medicine, spatial awareness. So I'm rolling on insight and medicine, so that's a 12. And I've got the focus. All right, so let's see what we got here. I rolled a 16, that's not good. And then I rolled a 5. So this is a success.
Nice. Oh my goodness, this is
It's
amazing.
not, there's no momentum, it's just a success. So
Oops.
now the captain's mind has expanded twofold or multiple fold, even more so. So the captain has more spatial awareness than they've had before.
Yes.
Um,
Due to a Compton gene inductions.
what?
Due to an accompin.
Oh, competent, right? That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, genetic splicing or some good techno babble.
Infusion, a neuro infusion.
There you go.
Captain gets
Neuropathway infusion. Oh, compen neuropathway infusion. I like it.
all right. It's working slower than I want it to. And so, what's it like to detect? Describe what does this character detect? What do we see in this scene?
Um, so are we saying that the captain's mind is expanded to be able to sense beyond the scope of the Saratoga, like
Yeah,
out into space? Like there's got to be some sort of range on this. So
system
are we
system wide.
system wide? Sure,
Well,
why not?
remember how far she was sectors,
Yeah, oh, that's right. Good point. Um,
so we could just give him the system as a small boon, and he would detect the ship coming in.
yeah, okay.
Wow.
So he's picking up like the colonies on the moon, the colonies on the nearby planet, the space station,
Oh
the
my God.
ships. He's like, hey, there's a ship out there. Is this on your sensors?
Yeah, are you tracking the ship beelining toward us?
And
And
there's
I can
something
just see Neelix and both of
in
them look at each other.
Yeah, in fact, the captain could be reeling off a bunch of technobabble. Like, have you checked the quasi infrared spectrum to know that there's a cloaked ship out there that's trailing us?
What are you talking about, Captain? There's no
What?
one tracking us. We've been given permission by the Klingon Empire to enter.
Well, set the sensors to frequency, 246 Mark 73.
Wow. Okay, this is obviously scene three.
Yeah.
This is coming to an amazing conclusion as we get to here.
I still don't know how this is going to end though, because we still don't have all the evidence.
Well, no, you do the wrap up.
Right.
We'll get to that. So hold on a second, because this is definitely the big conclusion here is scene three, right? So we need to figure out if the ship's targeting scanners can succeed, because if not, then the captain's going to have to sit down at the targeting computers and not eyeball it. They're blind. It's going to have to go with a gut feeling and try to hit this thing.
Yeah. Well, maybe this is where orthodox mathematics comes into it.
Oh,
Because now the captain's combining
yes.
their hyper psionic abilities
Yes.
with their unorthodox mathematics to now kind of get into the
Okay.
field for okay, well, I need to calculate it for this, but my intuition and my new senses are telling me this, and I can just curve it this way. And
I love this. And I think it's fair in this sense because this is still going to be medicine because it's psionics.
yeah,
I think it's fair. This is something we've never done before, but I want, of course, Fofem and the captain to work together. So I think the captain uses his insight of 10 with her medicine of 4 and psionics. And
okay.
he has unorthodox mathematics. So it's kind of like a combo move because everyone likes that, right? A combo move with the
Sure.
heroes. That we go ahead and roll the presence 11 with my medicine 4, applying a mix of unorthodox mathematics, spatial awareness, and psionics.
I love it.
Okay. So that's scene 3, just to detect them, and we get the first hit in. If we fail, our ship takes a hit.
Okay. All right. So target number is 15 then.
Yep.
Okay. And we got 3 different focuses we can pull on as needed. Oops. All right. I rolled a 2 and an 11. So we got a success with momentum.
All right. So
we killed that one.
Well, so now let's go to the hit table on ships, right? So now let's see what damage we do with this surprise attack. Now, this is a surprise attack on them. So remember, it counts as 2 hits. Oh, and we have momentum. We can actually go 3 hits and destroy them, Jim.
Oh, snap. Well, would we want to destroy it, though? Is there political consequences to destroying it?
I think
we disable it.
I think in a situation like that, okay, yeah, you're right. We could decide. You know what we'll do? We'll roll on the probability table to see if it gets destroyed because it's in prototype mode.
Okay.
Right. So first, I think this is automatically 3 hits, though. You know that, right?
Yeah.
So I think we just go straight to the probability matrix and determine whether it's destroyed or not.
Is there a damage table that would tell us if it gets destroyed automatically or not, or should we just go with the probability matrix?
According to the rules, since it's a non-player ship,
okay,
and its scale, we would say is 3 would knock it out, 3 hits, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So I think we need to determine if this gambit we took them out.
So are we saying 50-50?
Oh, I hate to do that. I want to keep them as evidence, but we got to let the table decide. This is why the game is fun, because we have no control. So let's see if they're blown out of the sky or not. Yes or no.
Dead even 50-50?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Here we go. 15. It is not destroyed.
Awesome. Okay. Not destroyed. Oh my goodness. That's key.
And now we can use this evidence as leverage over House Lanas.
Oh, so what's scene 4? I don't even know it. Now we go to rescue.
Well, so scene 3 is we attack the Klingons, and
before they attacked us. Yeah,
it's severely damaged. It's out of action, but it's not destroyed.
Yeah.
So then the next logical thing would be House Lanas contacting us saying, "Hey, what are you doing attacking our ship? That's not right. This is a declaration of war."
I'd like to have Fofem, using her Klingon culture, roll on this, because I think according to the modified Khmer Accords, such type of ships were actually outlawed under Section 429 Regulation B.
Yep.
So I think
I'd be FOFM using their diplomatic prowess
Yeah. So I think
to
I'm gonna go
talk
with
them down.
I think I'm gonna go with control and command on that.
Yep.
Control, knowledge of the laws, right? So 11-3 with Klingon culture. So 14 is what I have to be.
14 with a focus, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay. And you've got a 14 and a 4, so that's a success with momentum.
Okay, perfect. So
Well, we still have momentum. Oh no, wait, we used it to blow up the ship.
yeah, we used it to get a good
So
hit.
you got momentum. So do you want to use that momentum for something, or do you want to
Totally.
take it?
I want to get morale.
Ah,
I
yeah.
want to I want to use it as an advantage that bring her to us now or we will finish your ship off using because I'm using Klingon culture.
Yep.
You coward, you would dare abduct a Federation citizen, a young female at that, and pit her against your own chancellor? So I'll use that. I'll fake it. And Neelix, actually, it would be cool if in the scene Neelix does it. If he talks tough and talks about blowing them out the water, right?
Yep.
Because that way I save my Federation, my Starfleet record, and I've never issued a threat against them. So we'll say Neelix and Fofum use Klingon culture to save the day. And momentum to negotiate Meryl's release. Who, of course, would say, just another normal day with Uncle Neelix. It's like always something.
Okay.
So now that you're back up as captain, it seems like we need to negotiate. Oh, now with the Nas, we have the technology to track their weapon going in.
Yeah.
So it seems like you need to negotiate with the Afrosians, Captain.
Well, what about the Chancellor?
The
Because
Chancellor.
there was a Federation incursion into Klingon space. We severely damaged a Klingon vessel.
She gave permission. Remember, we rolled that. We had permission to rescue Moral. Lanaz didn't have permission to come and kill us, and they were violating the modified Kittimer Accords. So
Okay.
she's free and clear.
The Chancellor's free and clear.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, we just rubbed dirt in House Lanaz's face,
Yeah.
and they've lost prestige, so Lanaz is looking bad. So
Yes.
they're out of the picture for now.
We have to convince the Afrosians, though.
Chancellor's free and clear. So yeah, so now we gotta go back to Ephros and convince the Ephrodsians to stand down.
Well, we need to transmit the information for them to stop the super weapon. It's still coming at them at this point.
Right. But do we know that Lanaz sent the super weapon?
Yeah, I think we have enough evidence of that with capturing them and
Yeah.
getting. I think that that would make a good wrap up to this, right?
I think so. I just want to make sure we're covering all the lingering threads.
I would like to know whether the weapon makes it in. Like, were we able to get to be true heroes? We have to issue the command codes to stop it and make it decloak, right?
Right. I also want to know if the Chancellor was in on this and is now backing off, saying, "Oh, well, you got Lanaz, but you don't know that they're connected to me, so I'm going to back off."
I
I'm just curious if there's some shenanigans in there.
I think that's a return episode.
Maybe that's something we don't discover this time. Maybe
I would want people at home to be like, I think she's behind it the way she hates the Federation.
we have some recurring characters here.
Totally. Okay, we have some great recurring characters so far. Okay, so let's roll to see if we can command code it or if the Afrosians take some sort of hit.
Okay. So to command code it, it would be
The ship's
the ship's
computers and security.
computers and security. So 12.
Oh, yep.
Okay. No talents here are going to help us.
Nope.
All right. So I rolled a 10 and a 6. So the dice are with us tonight. So we got a success with momentum.
Okay.
We're successfully able to submit the command codes to stop the shuttle. And we probably need some sort of diplomatic connection with the Afrosians saying, "Oh, by the way, we stopped the shuttle, but don't be mad at us."
Yeah, here's what happened. And they're going to be like, okay, well, fine. They were looking for a reason to pick a fight again.
Right.
But actually, the USS Saratoga comes out looking like heroes.
Right, but I mean, do we have that probability? Like, are the Ephesians okay with it? Are they going to back off and stand down, or are they still kind of pissed off? Like, I'm wondering if we could throw in a little
They
culture.
wouldn't. Yeah, but they wouldn't have the right. The thing is, they wouldn't have the rights to attack under Federation law now because one, the attack never happened, and we also showed it was not the Klingon Empire behind it, but a rebel house.
A rebel house. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So there's still
So
some tension there, but that
yeah,
so the Ephesians would probably stand down then.
yeah, they have no legal basis
There
for
you
the
go.
war. For
Right.
the war, that was a great episode.
But then we'll, the Saratoga looking good here, so we'll take that shuttle back to Starfleet R&D so they can defuse that biological super weapon because it was actually actually the captain probably wouldn't want to get anywhere near it because of
Right.
the psionic shenanigans.
But
Uh,
Neelix saved the day with his inheritance of
but-
medical knowledge. Just visiting the Federation, both of them would just hug him and be like, it's always an adventure with you, Uncle Neelix.
right, right. I mean, actually, before we do have that happy scene,
Mhm.
like, what do we do with the shuttle? Do we blow it up and say it's too much of a threat to keep active, or does Starfleet say, no, you know what, we think we'll take that and do a little research, a little backwards engineering research on it? What do you think there?
Well, the thing is, it was illegal technology, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's illegal. It's a weapon that came into our space,
Mm-hmm. It was
and
it was attacking a Federation.
the chancellor had no idea it existed, so she can't claim it. I think that's a legal rigmarole. You leave as we walk down the hall, escorting Neelix to his shuttle to go back to Earth, or
Yeah.
get. I think that's the conversation we have and leave people kind of open because I think in a future episode you could bring up how it was all tied up.
Okay. And this is probably a case where the captain reports into Starfleet Command and lets them deal with it.
Yes, we
Like,
did our
the
job.
shuttles, we shut down the shuttle. Here's the coordinates. Do what you need to do.
Exactly, and we look
Not
like the
our problem.
heroes.
Not
Yeah,
our problem anymore. We're the heroes. Hooray!
Jim.
Saratoga goes off to their next adventure.
Jim, this is an incredible episode of Star Trek.
This is awesome. This is great. And
That was an incredible episode of Star Trek.
it gave the first officer a lot to do, and it gave the captain a little bit to do right there at the end.
Yeah.
We had a major guest star from canon make an appearance.
If I could have gone back in Captain's Log, I would have added a Jane. I wouldn't have called it Jane Austen, but I would have called it expanded familial drama.
I like it. Maybe if we ever do a supplement to Captain's Log, we can add in more tables like that.
I'm going to create more on Continuing Mission too, just because I think these add that rich context to Star Trek stories, and everything else is just dressing around it.
Yeah.
And I really liked how you used the motivations and goals and tactics to really flesh out we used it for a house and we used it for individuals. That really brought a lot of richness to the story.
Yeah, and I liked how you used the probability matrix to determine if the captain was going to be back in action, scene by scene, and using it as a scale kind of.
Yeah, it was almost like an extended task or an extended consequence that you play normally in STA.
Right.
We used it like that, so it created a ticking time bomb in a sense. Okay.
Or ticking time bomb in backwards.
Yeah.
For this purpose, but you could go the other way too. You could make things worse.
Oh, totally.
You can make things better or make things worse just playing with the tools that you have. So all you out there playing Captain's Log or thinking about playing Captain's Log, this is how you can take the tools in the book and just change them around and make them do what you want. Also, something that I didn't even think of, but that Michael was really flexible with was using a character's attribute with a ship system or discipline, and using the captain's attribute with the other characters. You just play with the numbers, make them work.
Yeah.
And because you don't have assist mechanics in Captain's Log, just be flexible and play with the numbers. So the captain and the XO work together as they do on the shows. You see it happen all the time. That would probably require you to probably make stats for some of the characters. Although you could just use the ship.
Exactly.
The ship disciplines or the ship departments.
But since we're playing collab, we can mix and match.
There you go.
That's fun to mix and match, right? I think my favorite moment today was that 20 complication we rolled that got the informant killed.
Because that feels so Klingon. It's so perfectly Klingon. We see it. We see it a bunch of times in next gen when, or not, maybe not a bunch of times. We've seen it before. We're like, oh, the informant's giving us great information. Oh, but wait, the line just went dead. What
Yeah,
happened?
yeah,
Oh,
and
the
I,
informant's dead. Oh,
yeah,
whoops.
and I want to stress to people again that if doing this and we threw this into a real writer's room for a comic book or a novel or a TV show, this is all you need for Bones to create an
Mhm.
amazing episode. Like this is would be all I need.
Yeah.
Really good bones on this.
Yeah. I mean, I could easily see where we could take this structure and all the other player characters in the group would have things to do. You have the chief medical officer doing stuff with the captain and Neelix trying to get the whole medical thing sorted out. The engineers and scientists had plenty to do with all the different technologies that were being thrown back and forth.
And
The counselor,
security with the
counselor
fights.
security.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ship
this
to
would be a
ship
great
battle.
group. This would be a great group episode.
Again, good mission brief or module if we ever wanted to reverse engineer it that way. We could
Yeah,
always
and
do it.
like if this was an STA, or even if you're playing collab with Captain's Log, this is a great like early early campaign, early to mid season kind of episode because
Mhm.
you're dropping in a lot of stuff, right? There's a lot of hooks here that you can build future episodes on. You got House Lanaz, they're pissed off. How are they gonna get back at the Saratoga?
That's
You
right.
got the Chancellor. There's some weirdness with the Chancellor. Like what's
Mazach. Chancellor
yeah, like
Mzach.
is she connected to the Lanaz and just backed off of it and kind of kept that secret, or like what's the story
Yeah.
there?
You have a
There's
little comfort with
what's that?
Knowing that
The
Neelix and
Helix
Muriel and
and
Balana, you got a
Mira?
little comfort with that.
Yeah. And if you have a player character who's an Afrosian, there's an opportunity to do a little bit of world building here and some cultural building. Like what's happening there? Like, are they kosher with the Federation? Are they thinking about dropping out of the Federation? Are they pissed off at the Klingons now, or what's the story there? So,
Yeah,
and
we
then
threw in a little TOS with the neural parasite genetically modified. That gives a
yeah,
little flavor to TOS fans.
yeah, and in fact that whole subplot with the reverse engineering the super weapon, that could be an extended task for a science officer or a medical officer or something. Like if they wanted something to work on, they could look at that and play with it and that would give them something to do that's not connected necessarily to the episode of the week or whatever. So lots of stuff here that you can play with as a group if you're doing this collab or if you decide to port this into STA.
Super fun. All
And
right,
all based on
gratitude.
random tables.
That was so great. All right, gratitude, because we are way over an hour again. I was
Yeah,
like,
well, it
can we
was
do it in a
fun.
half an hour? I know when you're having fun, who cares? My gratitude is actually going to go. Today's the 27th when we're recording this, but on November 28th, there's something that's dropping on Continuing Mission, and I want to give a shout out to Mike Yakulo, who's playing Captain's Log, and he shares in the article that he wrote the prompts that he uses in ChatGPT to help flesh out his game and to design characters with the AI for character creation. I forget the name of it now that I'm talking. Wally? No, Dolly. Dolly.
Okay.
So I just want to encourage people again, and I go ahead and begin the article that shows up tomorrow, understanding that AI is a controversial subject, but we're talking about this people doing it privately and personally in their home games for their own enjoyment. So I'm not putting up the article, everyone knows, just to be controversial. It's because you're home. Do the heck what you want. And if someone is by themselves in their house doing something and you're offended by it, get a life. Okay. Because we're all doing stuff that's offending you. Believe me. I do it every day and you don't even want to know. So the point of the matter is the article is going to come out. And I just want to thank again Mike Yakulo for putting it out there and sharing how you're having fun with the game. So that's my gratitude for the week, Jim.
Awesome. That's awesome. Good stuff. I look forward to seeing that. And then my gratitude, I think Michael, my gratitude is for you, for being willing to do this and just reminding me to take chances and to add complications and add threat and just make it worse, make it worse, make it worse. Because like I mean, I like to do that in my stories, but you really are reminding me to just turn the dials to 11 basically, and just really pile it on. And I'm having a lot of fun doing these with you. To just work through the book, get flexible with the tables, and not rely on the structure that I know so well, and be willing to flex it a little bit and just throw stuff in there. So I will give you my gratitude for tonight.
And I look forward to when both our books are falling apart. Because
Ah, yeah,
at this rate, they're going to fall apart really quick.
eventually, yeah, someday.
All right,
And then, of course, we would be remiss if we didn't say thank you to the fans. Like without the fans, we wouldn't be doing any of that. We wouldn't be doing this show. We wouldn't be doing this game. We wouldn't be doing any of this stuff. I don't know what I'd be doing, but I wouldn't be doing this. So I'm glad to be doing this. So thank you, fans, for sticking with us for all these years, and really thank you to all the fans who have picked up Captain's Log and are playing it and trying it out and taking chances with it, because the sky's the limit. You can do anything you want with it, so don't be afraid. Just jump into it. Start rolling some dice.
All right, fantastic words of wisdom. IDIC.
Live long and prosper. Be safe. Be well. We'll talk to you all again real soon.